Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to 5 MCQs a day series. I hope you all are doing really good. Hi Arun, how are you? I'm good. How are you? So, as we know that this particular series that is currently going on, it is for covering the syllabus of NABARD Grade A as well as IBPS AFO. And what we do, we cover all the topics that are part of your syllabus of both the examinations and our approach is whatever 5 questions I'm teaching you, just go home and study about those 5 topics and that would be sufficient for your examination. So we are on day 30 and the topic that we are covering today it is forestry, alright. So in fact your AFO examination is also near and we are almost over with the chapters. There are a few left. Let's see how thing goes. So yeah, before starting today's lecture to a new audience, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and you can also join our Telegram channel to get the PDF of every lecture that we provide here on YouTube. And this is 5 MCQs a day series that goes on every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 1 p.m. Alright. So let's start with question number 1 and today we will understand what are the basics of this particular chapter. What are the basic definition that we should know. So forestry outside the conventional forest. Conventional means the regular forest. So basically what is forest? When many of the trees they come together, right? So that we call a forest, right? That area. So forestry outside the conventional forest which primarily aims at providing continuous flow of goods and services. So this kind of forestry is done for the continuous supply of food, goods and other services that we get from forest, but we do not derive from the normal forest that exists. We make our own forest, you can say, for the benefit of people. So this type of forestry is known as what? Hi Anante, good afternoon, how are you? Alright. So Gaurav says therefore result today evening. Alright. So for phase 1, right? And then Anant says 1, Vikram says 2, then Arun says CE 3 and Anant says 2. Yes, right. The correct answer to this is C, option number 2, that is social forestry. So what happens in the social forestry? Herein the aim is to grow forest of the choice of local population. So, see, in previous definition, we read about continuous flow of goods and services, right? So, which goods and services would be needed? That would depend on the local population, which would grow that particular kind of forest, right? And it is the greatest instrument for land transformation. So, in social forestry, you will have your goods and services fulfilled and in return of that, what you are doing, you are transforming the land, you are making it more green, alright. So next is objectives of what is the objectives of social forestry. So according to the social forestry which was adopted by commission in 1976, so it was about the basic needs, economic needs of that community is and then whatever goods and services they want to take, they can choose the forest or you can say trees accordingly, and that is for to improve the conditions of people living there. So herein the main objective that is to fuel wood supply to the rural area. So rural people they can take their woods for for cooking purpose, and then replacement of cow dung also. Alright, so instead of cow dung they can use that is more efficient. And then small timber supply, small wood for things, fodder supply, fodder for the animals that they have, and then protection of agriculture fields against wind and recreational needs. So we can use these social forests for various uses. Here you can see. So in fact, if in some area the wind flow is quite the speed of wind is quite high, so where they grow the agriculture around their agriculture land, they can grow trees so that they could slow down this wind speed. So that is also recreational means for fun purpose. All right. So what happens? There is one more term that I want you to add. 1 minute, let me complete this, Gyanendra, then I'll come to you. All right. So there's also one term that is community forestry, which was asked in your recent NABARD paper. So this is in this the same thing. The concept is same here, that the community they grow forest accordingly to their needs, and community, the local people, they take participation in that. All right. So herein now Sami also said the right answer of this question, that was D. Then Gyanendra said, alright, before starting let's just read the second question, that is There is again one definition that has been here, that is defined as sustainable land use system. Herein we use the land in a sustainable way, means using in such a way that we can use it for a long time, that maintains or increases total yield by combining. So herein we are using land by combining food crops and trees. So herein we are growing trees as well as we are growing the normal plants that we usually, crops that we usually grow in Rabi Kharif season. And you have to tell which type of system is this. So, okay, Gyanendra, F4 result, he also says that the result will be due this evening. Then, Gyanendra, hi, hello. Then he says, you have a question. Okay, so if that question is related to this particular chapter, so you can ask, right? And then you have Anant, he says C, Gaurav says, Vikram, Supriya, Birju all says C, and yes, C is the correct answer, that is agroforestry. And what it looks like? It looks like something like this, alright? So herein, you look at that, see, these are trees that are growing, right? So, and along with that, you are growing the normal crops that you grow. So here in agro, it means agriculture, the normal agriculture that you do, and forestry, of course, is the forest, all right? So, Sonali says, is my sound not clear? Could anybody please clarify? Sonali says that sound is not clear. So, Sami, yes, that was the correct answer, which was agroforestry. Arun also said agroforestry. So, yes, agro, wherever you see agro, it means normal agriculture, growing of plants, and then forestry is here. Alright. So, next comes Gyanendra, that is, I'll tell you later, alright. First, I'll complete this particular course, alright, lecture today. That is, what is the kind of forestry system which contains trees, crops, pasture for livestock. Now herein you have one more term that has been added, that along with the trees and crops you have to look for the pastures as well, and then you have to tell, alright. So Shubham, he says 60 days period, alright. Anand says D. There's so much comments coming down all at once and it's quite confusing. So herein what Anand, now Vikram and Gaurav comes, he says option number D. And do we have any more other? So Supriya also says D, and yes, the correct answer over here, it is option number D, that is agri silvopastoral system, alright. And what happens in here? So herein you grow trees, alright, and then you cultivate the crops, and then you also have you can say animals. This could be your hens, it could be your poultry also, and it could be your other animals also, whatever cattle and whatever you grow. So it happens here in agri is for agriculture, for the crops. Silvo, what is a silvo? What is a silviculture? That would be our next question. But then it is a part of, see, there are 5 branches of forestry and it is one of them. So, and next is pastoral, alright, silvipastoral. So herein pastoral means you need the grasses that you need for the animals, that is known as pasture, right? So herein this system, it is for the pastoral, alright. So that is the 3 categories herein that you can see. Now let's move to question number 4, which says what is annual coup? Alright, so you have to tell what is this particular term means, what it is annual coup. Alright. So tell me answers fast. So herein Ankush, he says D, I guess Ankush and Gyanendra, they gave the answer of the previous one, right? So tell the answer of this one. So as nobody is commenting now, so I am going to tell you the answer. So herein the correct answer is option number C, that is annual allowable cut. So what does this annual coup means? Annual means see every year. Alright, and this annual coup means, so herein what happens in forest, we know we have to preserve them, right? But in case of still we need some of it, we need to get the resources from it for various industrial purposes, for various other, you can say, purpose. So that is why some of the trees or some of the resources that are available in forest, they are allowed to extract from the forest, allowed to extract from the forest, and this is known as annual coup, that you can cut this much part of the forest to for whatever purpose that you need, and in return to that they have to grow the same amount somewhere in the that forest only, so that there is their replenish. All right. So option number C was the correct answer, and I guess Gaurav and Anandya were the one who gave the correct answer to this. All right. So that was now question number 4. Now coming to question number 5. Sorry, I've gave you the answer also. I hope you haven't looked at it yet. So see, recently, few days back only, this State of Forest Report 2021 has been released. Recently, just 2-3 days back, I'm talking about, and it is very important even for your NABARD, and it could be asked in your AFO as well. So, do before going to the exam, do study about this report. All right. In NABARD also this time a question was from this, and in AFO you can expect question from it, because this is current affairs as well as it is related to agriculture. So what is the total forest cover in India according to this recent report that you have to tell herein? I don't know from where this answer of this has started. I'm stating out from Vikram. So Vikram says B, Gaurav says B, Supriya says B, Gaurav and Beju and Ankush says B, then Arun says D. See, the correct answer over here is option number B, that is 24.62%. All right. So this is not we do not have this much forest cover. It is 24.62, but the good thing is that our cover, it has increased by 2,261 square meter. All right, when we compare it to 2019, so that's a good sign. But still, there's more way to go. I wish soon we reach to this option number D. So herein, recently this report has been released. According to, we have the country have the cover of 80.9 million hectare, in which is 24.62% of the total geographical area of India. All right, and we have increased 2,261. That you should remember. All right. So in fact, Modugu Ramu, he said the correct answer. So these were the questions of today. I hope your concept is clear. Do revise this particular report before appearing for the examination. And these are the topics of the last session. And Abhinav, thank you very much that you understand my way of teaching. Currently, this is 5 MCQs a series going on, and that is why I'm just covering 5 MCQs. Once this series is over, when we cover all the chapters, we'll come up with something new, and I'll take this suggestion into consideration. All right. And then the right answer, Ayushi said the right answer, Abhinav said the right answer, and Sheila also said the right answer. I asked you what is curing. So here we have already did all the smoking, drying, and all the stuff that we already studied during the lecture. Curing is just a method to increase the shelf life of the fishes, so that you can eat it for a longer period of time, right? And therein many other things were there. So your homework for today is what is joint forest management. So herein I want you to be familiar with all the terms that are there in this particular chapter, and those are very important. All right. So herein, yeah, that is all for today. And I guess that was Gyanendra who asked me a question, right? So Gyanendra, what I'll do, I'll first confirm. I'll have a proper study on this, and then I'll let you know about this, and what made you confused about it. I'll get the thing also, and I'll then definitely reply to it. All right. So herein, I guess that is all for today. And do your homework, and please study, do something good, good. And yeah, that is all for today, and we'll meet again. Until then, all the very best for examination, and thank you.